I hear you loud and clear.
Perfect.
Yours actually has a better. It doesn't have to be as directional as our mics are.
Right. That's pretty good.
It seemed better over here than in front.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yay.
I'm going. You go straight in like this. I go like this.
This is your first time going to the side.
Okay. Okay.
That's the worst thing. That's the best response to someone when they do that to you.
Yeah.
When they tell you what you're doing, you're like, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Because they hate it. Because you don't give them the argument that they're looking for. I do that all the time. And you just played me. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Life and Gear podcast for Truth Leads to Joy and Adventure. I am your host, Justin, and Kevin is already ready to talk.
I'm so excited about this podcast. I'm ready to get going here.
You are super excited.
It is cold outside that we sort of look like we're dressed for winter.
Dude, I was freezing all day.
Really? I have been too.
In the building.
I have been cold in here. My heater is set at 90. I like a hot office though.
You have your heater set at 90 degrees?
Yeah, I think it's 90, 85. I can't see it all the way over there.
The thermostat's in the other room.
Yeah.
So that other room is super hot and this one's not.
Oh, that no. I have a little heater in my office.
Oh, okay.
That just heats my office.
Oh, okay. So like a little floor heater.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I like it warm in here, but
it was chilly when I walked in.
yeah, it's a little
I
cold.
was like, I'm keeping my coat on.
Well, and
for
I'm
this one.
writing all day today, so when I write, I get colder. So
Too much blood flowing to your head. So
yeah, it's not in my fingers, and it's left the toes.
okay.
So
Neato. So we have a special, I would call this a very, I use high voice. I would call this a special episode. And we're going to be talking about gift giving.
you know, this is a perfectly timed podcast. For those of you that are listening to it in the early part of December,
Yes.
because this is our December podcast, and we're talking about how to give the best gift. And as we're booming up to Christmas, we thought, what is a gift we could give our listeners?
Yeah.
The ability to give a good gift. And we just happen to know the best gift giver that I have ever met. And she produces this podcast, and that's Tanya Henson.
Woo!
So
Tanya!
welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is your first time on a podcast?
Yes, talking on a podcast.
Talking, because you're always with us.
Yeah.
Very cool. So Tanya is she's my ministry assistant,
Yep.
and so really make sure my calendar is working and flowing and going, and does so many other kind of things like that. Runs our message development team. That's the team that writes our sermons. Runs that whole thing, making sure it's happening, and bringing in young leaders to develop. She leads all that, and she's also an amazing gift giver. So we're going to lean into her wisdom.
Yeah, we're going to do that just in a minute.
Yeah.
But before we do that,
Talk to me.
What have you been up to? How has your December/late November been going?
Oh, I am taking a break from my doctoral writing. I only have 2 more assignments.
Okay.
And then when those are done, I'm taking a break from December 11th to January 11th.
A whole month?
Oh, I only have to read 5 books during that time, but I don't have to do any writing. And so I'm just like, hallelujah.
Yeah, I bet.
So I got a project because I don't like to be.
You do.
I got a Jeep,
Yes, you did.
another Jeep.
Yes.
This is an old Jeep. It's 22 years old.
Yeah.
I saw it
Hold on 1 second. Let's just think about this for a second, though. This Jeep, we just called it a really old Jeep because it was in 2000.
Yeah.
But that was about, you were done with college at that point, weren't you?
1997, I gragraduated from college. Yeah.
That's
I'm old. Is that what you're trying to say?
what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So our next podcast will be how not to hurt people's feelings. So.
Anyway, so you got a 2000. It's sweet. I've seen the pictures on Instagram.
Oh, it was on Facebook and on Instagram. Yeah, I posted it. So I flew over to Seattle.
Yeah.
Didn't test. I flew over hoping it would make it home.
Really?
And so I flew over there, took an Uber to this place, and
were you a little scared?
Not at all. Okay. Not at all. No. And got the vehicle, and on the way home, after it heated up, Jeeps are running around 210 degrees. The engine. When it got over 200,
I didn't know that.
Okay, it started whistling.
Okay, like
do you know I don't know how to whistle?
Wait, you just whistled breathing in.
I don't know how to whistle.
I do both.
I don't know how to whistle.
You can't whistle breathing out?
No, I can't. How did we get on this? This is not the point of the
Because
podcast.
the Jeep whistled.
Oh, yeah. And so the Jeep was whistling. Well, it whistled all the way home, like loud. And like I turned my music way up
Just
to
the
down.
same pitch the whole time.
Yeah. And so I think this is why the guy sold me the vehicle and so cheap. But I read online, I searched, I spent 2 weeks trying to figure it out. There was a loose bolt near the back of the engine, and air was coming out of it, and I tightened it down. It was on the intake manifold. I tightened it down, whistle gone.
Seriously.
Hallelujah.
Okay, that hurt my ears.
Okay.
So
People are like tripping as they're exercising. What is going on?
getting scared here. So you fixed your Jeep with the tightening of a bolt.
Well, yeah. The first bolt I tried to tighten, I broke, and it was the wrong bolt anyways. But the second bolt was the problem. So you got to know, this is just my project. I'm going to put a new suspension, new steering, a whole bunch of other stuff on it, and I don't know what I'm doing. I am learning all this. I'm also an includer. So like in January, I am using my buddy's lift. I have like
way to be an includer.
I have like 7 or 8 guys coming over to do all this work on it with me. I'm going to re-gear. It's just going to be fun. It's me.
Yeah, so that's going to be a blast. So steering, suspension, you're doing all. Now it doesn't need it. You're just doing it because you're going to like lift this thing. This is going to be like.
It's going to be my rock crawler. I'm going to take it out into the mountains. I'm going to drive it hard. So that's my plan.
So is this, but the other Jeep, the new Jeep, that still does all the cool stuff too.
That's
this
gold.
is what you would call your quote unquote beat up Jeep, maybe.
Yeah, this is my learn how to do work on a Jeep kind of. So it's just a project. It's just a way to get out of when you're leading a church and you're writing your doctorate and you're parenting 7 kids. You just need sometimes to go into the garage and.
You gotta feel like a man now. I mean, it's been a while, so like you gotta feel like.
Wow.
Sorry, that's funny.
Wow.
Sorry.
You need this podcast. How to give a gift. You need to learn this. I hear you're a terrible gift giver, by the way.
I am not.
You just said at the earlier in the podcast, I don't give gifts.
No, I don't do it very often, but when I do, I give a great one.
Oh, brother. Well, you're gonna be phenomenal at the end of this one.
But it got. I mean, all joking aside,
yeah.
This is cool. Like I'm super excited for you, and this is a manly project.
This is I don't know what I'm doing, and so I watch YouTube and I read about it. I bought a Hanes repair manual book, and I'm reading it.
Hanes.
It's like
not
they
the
make
underwear.
No, Hanes makes all kinds of books how to fix stuff, and I've been reading it. I'm just a nerd.
Yeah, you are.
So
but it's
fun.
cool. You're a good nerd.
It's a good hobby.
Yeah,
good
that's
hobby.
awesome. I'm excited for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So let's jump in to today because I'm excited about this.
It is.
And our listeners are like, would you hurry up and get to the content and probably fast forward through us right now?
Probably.
Because they have a gift that they need to give for their loved one, and they don't know what to do. And today we're going to set them up for success.
Yes. So let's start it out. We already introduced Tanya.
Tanya, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And from what I understand, you have 5 keys to good gift giving.
Yeah, and then we're going to ask some questions after the 5 because I have some questions I want to ask. Okay. So Tanya, you're good. I mean, you're a good gift giver. I say this, and you're like, what are you talking about? But I mean, you've bought me gifts. You buy gifts for our board and our leadership here at the church. When I need a gift, I'm like, Tanya, and she's like, okay. And then everybody always says, these are the greatest gifts ever. Yeah. And I totally take credit for it. I'm like, thank you very much. You
do a good job.
Thank you. But Tanya, you have a wonderful gift. And sometimes one person told me, they said, Kevin, why do you do the things that you do? This is where the podcast came from. It's for me to figure out why do I do the things I do and to share that. Yeah. And so I said to Tanya, I want you to share how you give a gift because we can all learn from that because you do it so naturally. And you're going to make everybody better because of the gift that you have. So give us number 1, and we're going to work down these 5 things that you have about how to give good gifts.
Okay. So like Kevin just said, like trying to figure out why you do what you do. Like this was actually a struggle. And he said, pick 5 things that would be key to giving a good gift. So I wrestled through it. And the first one, and I'm just going to say I'm not an expert, so I hope this helps you out.
Sure.
Oh, it's going
to help us out for sure.
Number 1, the gift is not about you.
It's good.
What do you mean by that? The gift is not about you.
What I mean is like even though as a gift giver, it brings you great joy when you give a gift to somebody. The purpose of the gift is to bring joy to them. So make sure at this time is not the time to like be buying something that you want or something that you think would be really cool. You really want to think about them.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't go buy my wife for Christmas
A new Jeep.
a new. Well, she would,
might like that actually.
but
Yeah,
she
she
doesn't
would.
want a tool for the Jeep that I'm
Right.
working on.
Sure, like especially a Hercules tool or something.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look at that. Or she doesn't want a vacuum.
Yeah.
Because I want the vacuum, or she doesn't want a Swifter drifter mop thing, whatever those things are called.
Yeah.
Swiffer?
You'd buy her those at a different time, not during a gift.
That's
Right.
like a
Yeah.
midweek purchase for the family.
Right,
Like,
right,
yeah.
totally. But I think that's important. I think sometimes we can give gifts, and we're really wanting to get something out of the gift,
Yeah.
and our motivation is wrong in giving the gift. I had an employee once who used to work for me who every time they would like miss a deadline or they would do something wrong, I'd bring them in and have a conversation with them. And say, hey, this wasn't up to snuff. This wasn't good enough. You missed the deadline. What's going on? And about 3 days after that conversation, guess what I would get?
A gift.
I'd get a gift. I got so
Didn't you get
many
Seahawks
gifts.
tickets one time or something? Or a jersey or something?
I got several different things. Yes, and so I.
Who is this person? I'm
like,
did you purposely start doing things to?
Yeah, totally. I'm like, hey, you're gonna get fired next week if I don't. No, but they and I finally pulled them into my office and I said, hey, I want to tell you something. There's a trend that you have that you're not giving the gift for me. You're giving the gift to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Because I forgive you. And the gifts now lack value because you're giving it for yourself, and I'm just your garbage can for the gift in a sense.
Yeah.
And that was a very insightful conversation for them because they didn't even realize that they were doing it. How often do we give gifts to someone when really it's all about ourselves? So that's a great one. That's good.
I love that. I find for myself, I'm asking myself, wait a minute. Is this gift that I'm about to purchase actually for the other person, or is it because I like it?
Oh,
Because I've caught
totally.
myself doing that. Like, oh, I would totally love this.
Right?
This is great. It's like, it's for my mom.
I'm gonna buy.
you wanna
She's not looking for brand new golf clubs.
No, and that's good because you give a gift. Like sometimes when I go buy a gift, I'm thinking, well, I would like it, so they're gonna like it.
Right.
Nah, gift's not about you.
That's right. You got to
Gifts,
think through their lens.
Not
I
about.
love that, Tanya. What's the next one?
Sometimes they do like what you like. So
Yeah,
That is true.
That's true.
That's when you get lucky.
yeah. Right. Number 2, a good gift has depth.
A good gift
It's
has
like you and
depth.
me, Kevin. We have depth.
Depth. Yes.
Depth.
We could be a gift.
We are a gift.
Are a gift.
People are thinking this is the most shallow podcast I've ever listened to. Not this episode,
I
but
think
just
so, too.
no. But the Life and Gear podcast is shallow. A good gift has depth. Okay, what do you mean by that?
Be thoughtful. So slow down, which is kind of hard when you buy a gift because it's like there's a deadline. So you really need to slow down and just think about the person. What are some things that they like? And do they like a surprise or not a surprise? Because you don't want to surprise somebody who hates surprises. So just stop, slow down, think about them.
Sometimes when people choose not to surprise me, that is the gift because I hate surprises. I'm like, just give it to me right away. Right. I said to my wife this morning, I was walking out on my way here, and I said, hey, do you just want to open your gift tonight? I don't want to wait. But she loves surprises, so we're going to have to.
Oh, good job thinking through her lens.
See,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Yeah, look at that.
Proud of you.
But I think a good gift has depth. If the gift is not about you and the gift is about the other person, you're going to have to think about that other person.
Yeah.
And and the way they like to receive gifts and what do they want? That's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sorry. Sometimes the gesture is it could be small and it makes the biggest impact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be big and extravagant. If it's from the heart, if it has depth to it, it doesn't matter how expensive it was, even the size of it.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's true.
Number 3.
Sometimes
go ahead.
it's even words. Words can be gifts to somebody. Earlier, you didn't give great words to Kevin, but later.
Thank you. I appreciate
One
that.
of the things I say to our church all the time, I love that you brought that up, Tanya, is one of the gifts we can give our community is be life speakers in our community. When our society is so negative bent, it's easy to be negative.
Yeah.
That's easy. It's hard to speak life.
Yeah.
And so I think sometimes a gift of just of just words
Yeah.
can be powerful. You're also a cheapskate, but no, and that's not, because it shows depth.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I'm gonna, we did a DISC personality assessment on the podcast recently, and we talked about S's. And one of the thing about S's, that S personality, is they don't want shallow words.
Yeah.
And they don't want lots of words. An I, you can tell them anything and they love it, even if they lie, even if you're lying to them. But an S, and this is what makes me think of, they want depth.
Yeah.
And if you're going to compliment them, they want it to be genuine. They want you to have thought about who they are as a person and speak to. And if that's words, gifts are the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a lot of sense. So if you're looking to give a gift to somebody, realize it's not about you. Now slow down and think about that person.
Yeah.
And that naturally leads us to point number 3, because point number 3 is, Tanya.
Gift giving starts long before you buy the gift.
Oh, I don't like this
I
one.
don't like this
I just want to get on the internet,
Right.
hit click,
Yeah.
and Prime sends it.
Exactly.
It's not how it works.
not.
Go deeper on that one.
Okay. So what I mean by that is usually you're going to buy a gift for somebody you know. So think back to like some stuff that they've talked about, like comments that they have made.
Oh, you have to stop and think.
Yes, it kind of goes along with the stop and think and slowing
Yeah.
down, but it starts long before. So
Yeah.
as you're getting to know somebody and finding out the things they like or dislike, or comments they said like, oh, this is my favorite restaurant or favorite drink, or I really would like to do that. So it's like those little things kind of you just remember about people, and that helps later when you're ready to buy a gift.
I think that's hard. I go a million miles an hour. And so when I go to get a gift, I get a blank.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what are these things like?
And you feel useless in that time while you're thinking through about the gift, because for the first 20 minutes, just completely blank.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I've noticed, like when Tanya, you give a gift, like you've given me gifts, it's like, I'll be like, how did you know I liked this?
Yeah.
But one of the things that you do so naturally is you pick up on the littlest things that people say.
Yeah.
And like anybody, it's not even like if they're like a best friend or a coworker. It's just like, all of these little facts about people just because you're observant, and you realize the gift giving starts way before you give the gift.
Yeah.
So
a couple months ago, I don't remember which one on a podcast, our own Justin was talking about cornhole and how like he loves to do that. So if I was going to buy Justin a gift, I would be like, oh yeah, he likes that.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I can add to that or buy a custom made something?
I'll see.
So that would
That's
be
a mic
something.
drop moment.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you gonna get for me? I want.
You have to wait.
Me next. That's I personality. Me next.
But even that, like, even like, I didn't even remember he liked cornhole. He's just corny.
Nice one.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I have begun to do, because we've talked about this concept before, is I have on my phone under notes, gifts, ideas, or people's likes.
Beautiful.
And I will write things down. Like if I hear like Andy say something that she likes, like she's into gaming, I'm gonna write down, hey,
Right.
I know Andy, because I can't remember all these facts as you naturally do.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then and then when it's time for me to get a gift, I'll go in and look and go, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then, or they're something that might be even trivial, like a coffee, or just those little facts add up huge. Why? Because gift giving starts way before you buy the gift. So if you're buying a gift for Christmas, you start yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
Another good place to store stuff like that, Sonia, who works in our office, she will put in her contacts in the notes, like a person's favorite coffee drink or something. And I was like, that is such a
Brilliant.
great idea. So it's right there on your phone. Pop it open. Oh, I'm going to Starbucks. Oh, I already know what they like. So it's like small stuff like that.
We work with some amazing people.
We really do.
Seriously.
Like so smart. Don't even think about
Why
it.
are we doing this
don't know.
podcast? That's why we bring in guests.
Exactly.
All right, that's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Okay, and then I think, because I looked ahead at your 5. Okay,
Yeah, I did too.
number 4 is my least favorite.
Yeah, and I don't agree with it, but whatever.
Okay.
So everybody's
Just completely fine.
No,
You don't
I'm
have
just
to agree
messing with
it.
you.
no.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and tell us number 4, because what do we know? You're the best.
Well,
So you're teaching us.
you
Number
guys
4.
say that I'm the best. I don't really know that I am.
Well,
You
we're the
say it,
experts
so
to
I'm-
declare.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, tell us
We are
Self-proclaimed.
all experts here.
number 4.
The packaging is part of the gift.
No,
She's
I've
so
worked
right.
so hard on getting the gift.
I know.
Okay, can the box from Amazon be the wrapping?
I mean,
If you want it to look like you got it from Amazon.
You are
Right.
so nice.
if you want to look like you didn't really care that you just bought a gift because you had to buy a gift.
What if
Okay.
it's got a
you're
what if it's
getting
got a
her
distinct
vacuum.
shape and if you don't put it in a box?
If you're getting her a vacuum, then sure.
Yeah.
That was great,
If you're
Andy.
getting a vacuum.
I mean, like if you were gonna give me a guitar,
Right.
like I would want it to be in a box. I wouldn't want it to be in a guitar case. You know what I'm saying?
I see it, but you'd want to wrap the box. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
So you can unwrap it in the whole.
So
like,
can we
experience
still
of it.
wrap the Amazon box?
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
absolutely. Absolutely.
but it has to look. What
But
you're
we have to
saying
wrap
is
it.
yeah.
as much thought that goes into the gift, almost the same amount of thought goes into the wrapping is part of the gift.
The wrapping is.
It says
yeah.
I care,
Yeah.
so I am going to decorate it up in a way that cares.
Yeah, and it could be a gift bag too.
Yeah.
Because that can look really good. Sometimes with a gift bag, if I want to make it a little extra special touch, I'll hang like a little ornament or something on it, or a ribbon or something, so it's not just a gift bag.
Right.
But I'm not saying everyone has to do that. But it's one of those, like, if you're getting someone that's special to you a gift, it's
Yeah.
nice to do that. I mean, my family would say I don't do that all the time because I don't. I
Right.
get busy. I'm like, okay,
Here it is.
here's your gift.
I got you a gift once. Tell the story the time where I didn't.
This one time.
Yeah, yeah.
I got one time.
This one time on one of those holidays that I don't really like anyway, but
Your birthday?
I get
Yep.
this gift. He comes in, gives this gift bag to me from Starbucks, and on it is handwritten note like telling me thank you or whatever. And I was like, he left, and I was just like, okay.
Because I just got it from the store. I'm like, here you go. And it's like task
you.
completed.
Right. Good
but
job.
but that's not my heart.
But
Go
that's not the heart.
go
So
further.
So I thought about it. At first, I was like, wow, that is just kind of like, you didn't have to buy me a gift. And then it was like, and then I thought, I'm like, you know what? He hates to write cards. He hates to write
Hate
cards.
it.
So for him to do a handwritten note, even
Oh.
on a paper
Could you read it?
bag, I could read it,
Good.
was care.
That is care.
So that was the gift. So then I changed my perspective.
Yeah.
Receiving a gift, sometimes you have to think about, like,
Who's giving it?
who's giving
Yeah.
it? Like, what did they put into it?
But it makes the point
Yeah.
that, and I like the word that you use there. Wrapping a gift shows you care as
Yeah.
much as the gift does. Like I'm going to make it look nice, and I'm going to be.
I would say for you, you wrote on it. So
I was
that
caring.
Was you caring.
Yeah.
So that
That's a
was
big
you
deal.
hanging the extra little ornament or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You tied a bow.
I have seen, and I know I have seen your packaging of gifts, and I have been the recipient of your packaging of gifts, and I just admit it's incredible, and you get excited about the gift.
Yeah.
I get excited about the wrapping. I'm like, this is, and even the times, because you know my favorite color, and you will wrap my gifts in my favorite color. Like it says, the gift comes and it says, Kevin. It's like, in the way that I'm
Without saying Kevin. Tell
Yeah.
me your name without saying your name.
boom. And I'm just like you, like I don't even know.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to go extreme, but I don't even need to know what the gift is.
Right.
I've already felt cared for by the wrapping paper. And I just need to get
You know
better
what?
at
This
that.
is frustrating for me because the more we talk, and we're spending way too much time on this one point.
Because it's huge.
But it is huge because even I'm sitting here thinking, growing up as a kid for Christmas, my parents would always wrap the gifts, but then my dad would always go through and write something goofy on the tag, but it always was like a hint to what
Oh,
the
that's
gift was.
fun.
Oh, that is.
I had so much fun. I'm thinking about. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is 100% correct. I had so much fun trying to figure out what was actually in it, and I would like wait to open it just because I was trying to guess it before.
Yes.
off of the hint. I never got it right. He was so good at like getting it. But yeah, you're right.
That's point 4.
That's it right there.
Boom. And then our 5th point. So let me give us a run and start of what it is. So the gift is not about you, okay? Because a good gift has depth, and how you get depth is a gift giving starts long before you buy the gift.
Yeah.
You're doing the research, and then the package is part of the gift,
Yep.
which is huge. And then this next one, I think, is key. Go ahead.
No strings attached. And I'm not talking about
The wrapping
wrap it
strings.
with.
No strings
Dad
attached.
jokes here.
What do you mean by that?
When you give a gift, figuratively forget what you gave the person. And that way you're not putting an expectation on them because you gave the gift. So you're not going, oh, did you wear that shirt I gave you? Or did you take care of those golf clubs the way that they should be taken care of? Because
That's
then
good.
you're not giving a gift, you're giving a responsibility.
That's like,
Bow.
that could preach.
That is so good because it goes back to point number one. The gift's not about you.
Right.
Yes.
So if the gift's not about you, you give and let go.
Yeah.
You know, you don't. They can do whatever they want because you have turned ownership over to them.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to carry the anxiety with the gift. Like I tell you, I know I get lots of gifts from people that are like fun little gifts.
Yeah.
And like people will go, "Did you wear that? Did you wear that?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, it was like 5 sizes too small for me, but you know, I used it to check my oil." But I know, so I feel
Right.
sometimes,
Yeah,
and but I love to be able to do that when I can. But I think it protects your heart.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, when you give a gift, it can be a vulnerable thing.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And I think the more maybe insecure an individual is when they give a gift, they're giving part of themselves. And if the person doesn't wear it, they can be offended by that. Well, then
Yeah.
the gift was really more about you than the person that you gave it to.
So true.
That can be so surprising, or like that can be so even shocking to people. Like, oh, that really was the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good point.
Good. I love those 5.
Okay, let me ask you some questions
Okay.
because I these are 5 things, but I just have some questions that I need to know going into Christmas. I think this is going to help some people here. Why are you laughing at there?
I just need to know.
I need to
Just the way
know
you say
this.
To know.
How do you determine how much to spend on a gift? Because there's people out right now, they're getting ready to go buy their boss a gift, and they're like, oh, how much am I going to spend on this? What am I going to do? So what would you say about that one?
Right. So I don't really have a definite answer other than know your audience. So just like the value is in the thought, like that depth, like knowing them. Just remember that small gestures often make the biggest impact, so that you don't have to spend a lot of money. Depending on the person, like if it's your boss or someone like close to you, you might spend more money on them. Just kind of knowing them as a person. Do they like something big? Would something big offend them? Like some people that offends them because they feel like I can't give that back. So you really, your gift was a burden to them. So just knowing your audience and that.
That's
so
a great thought right there.
Yeah, I think
A lot of good thoughts.
I always when I was first married to Tiffany, I would always, and the second time I was married to Tiffany, and the third time I was married to Tiffany, the only time I've been married to Tiffany, I was going to say in our earlier stages
early
of
years.
marriage, not the first time I was married to her. That's funny right there.
That is funny.
I would, I'd always just go by big, and I would think the bigger the better.
Yeah.
So, like if she was into, do you remember the thing called Creative Memories?
Oh yeah.
It was like you would make
The scrapbooks.
scrapbooks and stuff. So she really wanted like a couple of scrapbook things. So I was I'm going to buy everything. So I bought this like $300 package of Creative Memory stuff. We couldn't even afford it, but that's how I thought.
Yeah.
And she got it and was almost disappointed because she knew how much it was.
Yeah.
She was like, this is like overwhelming. I'm like, ugh. And then she didn't use most of it. And that was frustrating. But that's a whole other issue. We'll do that one on the next podcast, how to get through bad gift giving. But I think there is a truth that you can overspend on a gift. And I also think sometimes the littlest things do have the biggest impact because what is of value is the thought more than the item. That's good.
Just one thing to add to that is if you're concerned about that, a lot of times like families will get together and be like, okay, we're going to do a $50 limit or something like that. So everyone's on the same page and no one's like wrestling with like how much do I spend this year.
And it's crazy what a limit like that. You can get so creative because $50 nowadays isn't actually a ton of money.
Right.
But it forces you to like get creative, go to the depth that you need to go to get a good quality gift for the person.
Yep. You might, Tanya and I set up because Christmas is coming up and I'm going to get a gift for Tanya. I'm actually more excited about the gift she's going to give me. And we, because it's going to be great. And we established a budget.
Yeah.
So it took the pressure off of what that's going to be. So
You're like a little kid.
I love Christmas.
I'm really excited about the gift she's going to give me.
I know, and I need to think about what. Oh no! Why do you think we're doing this podcast? So I can try to wait until the last question.
Are you
I ask.
listening to the little things right now?
Exactly. What is the best reason to give a gift?
I think just to maybe brighten someone's day or show that you care about them.
So that you don't need a holiday on that.
No.
And you do this all the time.
There'll be times that I'll just think about someone and be like, you know what? I think I'm going to put some flowers on their
One
desk
of the
or
things
something just to brighten their day.
And I've learned this about Tanya, that a lot of our team doesn't know. You do this, and a lot of people never know you do it, which is so different. Like if I do something, I do a podcast about it.
Right.
You know,
I want the world to know.
it's
At least 300 people.
At least 3.
But like I can tell you a list of things, and this isn't to build Tanya up; it's to capture the heart of a good gift giver.
Yeah.
That I want to develop. It really is about the other person, that I will walk through the office and I will hear, or see something happen, or someone's been blessed even financially or something else. And you're doing it under the radar. Like it's not on the radar, and it's not for any reason. I think there's a heart there that we need to have that heart as people to say, I'm just going to bless somebody and I'm going to brighten someone's day because it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
I like that one. Number 3, Justin asked number 3.
What is the holiday you have to give a gift? Is there
one? Yeah. I was having a struggle thinking about it, and I was like, well, typically people think Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas is the holiday. Friends give each other gifts. Coworkers give each other gifts. So I think people generally think Christmas. So I'm like, okay, I can agree with Christmas being one. The other one that I think is maybe Mother's Day and Father's Day because it's out of honor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Maybe you don't give them a gift on their birthday or something.
But honor them.
Yeah. It's like the honoring of that day for them. So for me, I mean, it can be different for anybody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We, okay, that's going to make me go to the next one because this is huge. Do women, this sounds sexist, but it is. Do women expect a gift on Valentine's Day? Because I don't, honestly,
Great question.
Valentine's Day is more like Women's Day.
Well, not really.
Oh, man,
I buy my husband gifts.
Like in your relationship?
Yeah,
what that
I'm
is?
thinking.
Tiffany, are you listening to this podcast?
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just joking. And Tiffany's a great gift giver, so I can't throw her under the bus.
I'm guessing Kevin's asking for a gift on Valentine's Day.
No, but don't you ever see that on Valentine's Day? It's like, I mean, in a fun kind of funny way.
Sure.
If you don't get a lady, your Valentine, a gift, you're in the doghouse.
Nah, not for me.
No.
Well,
Ours is Valentine's is an us thing. It's always us.
That's good.
It's always like we're going on a date. It's usually we don't buy an actual gift. It's like we do an experience together.
And the person talking hates giving gifts. Just remember that in context, okay? It's an us thing because I hate giving gifts.
No, I just never once said those words. You're throwing me under the bus for no reason.
Totally.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I think for me, when you asked that question, I was like, is that the question really to ask? Is it expected? I think the question to ask is, why not? It's an opportunity to show the person that you love, like just how much you love them that day. Because, I mean, you can get into the whole technicality that it's a holiday and you're forced to give it, or you can say, hey, there's some really great gifts out there that are easy to get and not that expensive that can just say, hey, I love you.
One of the best gifts I ever gave was on Valentine's Day. Told my wife I loved her.
That's horrible.
That's amazing. I wrote a poem and everything.
Oh,
Do you remember some of the poem?
Can you
I
share
don't
the
remember.
poem?
I don't remember. The
Was
poem.
it a roses is red?
No.
Right,
It was, I know. It was just a poem. I had her. So how it worked was I don't remember the rhyme at all, but I had her read the poem out loud, and then whatever the ending line was, it ended and was like ... and then I said I love you. So like my saying I love you was the last line of the poem. It was quite romantic.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
You can ask her. She told me it was romantic. Okay.
I like it. That's great.
And it was a win.
Yeah,
It was
there
a
you go.
win.
Okay.
That was 15 years ago.
Wow. Let's see. It worked.
It worked.
That's the last gift you ever gave. How
Like I'm done.
I'm not a good gift giver, but I'm even a worse gift receiver. I
You have a hard time with it.
I do what?
Yeah, I've seen you.
I
We've
just
talked about it. This isn't a surprise.
no. I struggle with receiving gifts.
Yeah.
How should the person receiving the gift feel or respond when they give a gift? What would you say there?
Hopefully they feel seen, known, and loved. As a gift giver, I don't really put pressure on how they respond because people respond differently. I mean, if I even look at my kids, all of them are going to respond differently. Like my middle son, he'll probably just smile and that's it.
Yeah.
But then, my older son might say something more.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to know the people a little bit. But, I just hope that they feel honored
What are
and
your
loved.
thoughts? I feel like you would want someone to like respond in like when you put the thought in.
When I give a gift, are you talking?
Yeah.
I want everyone to respond like an I personality. And like if I give you a gift,
Whoa!
I want people to go, that's phenomenal. You're amazing. Who am I giving the gift about?
I mean, it is nice when people respond though.
Yeah,
Because
it
as a
is.
gift giver, you're
Sure.
putting your heart out there. You're risking a
It's
little bit.
vulnerable.
So when somebody like responds like they like it, that is nice for the person.
That's
giving
true.
it. Yeah.
Okay, I have 2 more questions left.
Okay.
And Tanya, this is an important question. What do you like when you receive a gift? Andy, if you could take notes on this one, because I got to get a gift here by the end of the month. What do you like when you receive a gift?
By now, I would think you would know that, but since we've worked
Dun,
together
dun,
for 8 years, but
Who invited you on this podcast? Take the mic away.
You did. On a podcast where it said, learn how to say no, and I didn't say no. So that
That's awesome. I didn't really set you up because I never told you ahead of
Give her
time.
a chance to say no.
No.
I didn't have a mic then. Honestly, I'm like a really, really hard person to buy gifts for because I just buy the things I like when I like them. So it's not
Yes.
like I'm like
Yeah.
giving hints for things I like. I don't know.
I think good gift givers are hard to buy gifts for because they do so good job giving gifts. You feel the pressure like, I got to match it.
Yeah.
You enjoy giving the gift.
Yes, exactly.
Do you
Yeah.
feel awkward when people
Give you? Yes, I do. I do, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hard. It is hard to receive gifts.
It's hard to receive gifts.
is.
But I think a proper way to receive a gift is acknowledge you really thought about
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's a gift back in a sense, Oh, which makes me ask this question that wasn't asked. I don't know the answer to this one. Are thank you notes a requirement when you receive a gift?
Oh, that's a great question.
Do you like that
is
question?
I love that
Everyone
question.
just slowed the podcast down because they're probably on 7 speed right now.
And I don't know that I'm the person to ask that because I am the worst thank you card person ever.
Well, what do you? Because like when someone
It becomes if you're expecting. Okay, I'm just gonna. This is
Yeah.
aggressive right now.
Okay.
Okay,
If you're
come on.
expecting a thank you after giving a thank you card
Right.
after giving a gift, you're making the gift about you.
That's true. I think.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's a personal opinion. Now, I think it's very fair to say you should expect someone to say thank you. I really appreciate it.
Right.
But to expect a thank you card,
Yeah. I know.
I think you're kind of like,
well. And then when I
strings attached.
yeah
yeah,
and when I get a thank you card, do you give a thank you for the thank you card?
right,
Right?
It's just a sick cycle.
It is. I feel obligated on thank you cards.
You're
We
welcome.
are
Thank you for your
passionate
thank you
about
card.
this.
Oh, we're in this cycle of thank you-ness that you would think is beautiful, but it gets ugly.
Yeah.
Can.
And I'm like, thank you very much.
I think we agree, at least in this table. Maybe Andy. Yeah. You don't.
Thank
have
you
to give,
cards are not required.
Not required.
Yeah, I would say no.
We should put this as when we post this. Let's put this on a poll. Can we do
Oh,
poll
Oh, Andy.
Yeah,
poll still?
Andy.
Andy, can
On
you make
social
that
media?
happen? Andy makes everything on the computer happen.
We can still do polls. Yeah, let's do
Okay,
a poll.
A poll.
fun.
So go vote right now. Do you believe thank you notes are required after receiving a gift?
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is a group question at the end here.
This one.
And Andy, I want you to grab a mic and respond on this one too. What is the worst gift, and I'll go first, you've ever given? Now, we already know Justin's. He doesn't give gifts, so he doesn't have one.
He's only given good
But,
gifts.
but here is so the worst gift I gave was earlier in our marriage to Tiffany, the first time I married her.
Funny.
I got her some perfume stuff.
Oof.
And it was horrible. Like it smelled like something bad. I was gonna,
Oh man.
and I didn't know. And she
Did you
hates.
smell it beforehand?
Yeah, did you?
Well,
Or did
yeah,
you say,
but
oh, this looks cool?
no, it was like see, I'd never bought perfume in my life before,
Oh.
and it was. So I thought the more powerful smelling, the better. But I you got to understand, I am ignorant when it comes to girls. At this time of my life, and and so I bought her the worst smelling stuff. And so when she's like, she's a sweet, so she was like, thank you very much. But But when she put it on, I couldn't even be around her. It was bad.
Babe, I need you to throw that lotion away. And first of all, it was a lotion. It was perfume lotion. You didn't buy like perfume.
It was 2 for $1. It was like per plus.
You got like the other one for yourself, the good smelling one.
It ended up becoming Kevin repellent. She would wear it, and I'd go the other way.
She would wear it when she didn't want you around.
Oh, yeah, and so it's her favorite gift ever. It's the worst gift ever.
That's awesome.
So that's mine. What's yours, Tanya? The best gift giver. Do you even give bad gifts?
Yeah, I didn't really think I did. I was like I don't know. Did I give a
Gotta think
bad
about this
gift?
one.
And then Kevin and I were talking about it, and I was like, well, the first year that I was married, I bought my husband what I thought he wanted, and he was talking about some Beavis and Butthead games. This was like years ago. He's 19 years old, and I'm like, oh,
puppies.
cool. I could just get that. And so I go and I purchase the gift, and he opens it, and he's like, first, I don't think he, sorry, honey, I'm spilling your beans. First, I don't think he very much received the gift well, because he was like, this is not what I wanted.
Oh, what?
I'm like, what do you mean? You wanted a Beavis and Butthead game. And he goes, no, it's the other one. So obviously I didn't listen well. So I've learned.
Oh, look at
Slow
that.
down.
Owning it.
Slow
Yeah.
down.
Just hearing you say Beavis and Butthead makes me
It's
laugh.
so funny. I know. I hate
Did
even
you
saying
talk
it.
to him though about how to receive a gift though? Did you
No,
say, babe,
I
I
haven't.
need a different response than
Yeah,
that?
I think I'll have him listen to this podcast.
We need to, yeah.
There you go. There you go. There's something I've been wanting to tell you for 26 years in marriage. It's on the podcast. Listen to it, John.
Okay. And then I'll schedule an appointment for counseling.
Okay, Andy, Justin, give her her mic.
Yeah.
What is your worst gift you've ever given?
Okay, I think I was in Girl Scouts in elementary school. I was probably 8.
8. Oh, always
That's
8.
a
Always
great
8.
age.
Yeah.
And we were doing like a secret Santa gift exchange. Like you had to buy something and then you like drew a name out of a hat or whatever and you like got something. But it wasn't like you were a specific person.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. I was just feeling like I didn't like the gifts that were like out there. But I bought a dinosaur Play-Doh set. Because,
Cool.
like, I was super into it, but it was like Girl Scouts, so it was all like pretend makeup and remember Sky Dancers, those little like fluttery things? It was like stuff like that. And I remember the girl that got my Play-Doh set was so sad, but I was like really into dinosaurs because all I had was brothers, and I was like, great, dinosaurs, Power Rangers, Play-Doh, so cool. And she was so sad because everything else was like fake jewelry and little sparkly makeups and fairies and stuff, and I gave her dinosaur Play-Doh.
Hilarious. Do you know yours?
Yeah, I've got well, I was thinking through. I actually have a couple, but
Okay. Well, the podcast is short, so make it short.
I'm not
I'm just
gonna,
joking.
I'm
I'm just joking.
Share a couple. So the one I think is probably one of the worst ones is it was right after I think Jen was actually pregnant with our first daughter, and so I don't even think she was a mother yet physically. I know mother pregnant, whatever. Okay, but I got her. I was at one of those marketplaces, like Kalispell Farmers Market, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I saw this. This is back to our thing.
Right.
What I thought was a really cool picture
See? Yeah. Come on.
of this like cool old truck, like in the woods, like the greens were super vibrant, and like this truck, like it was just a really cool picture. And so I bought it for her for Mother's Day to hang up in the house, because
Oh, of course. I'm like totally into this.
right?
Yeah.
And
Put it right by the dinosaur Play-Doh.
Exactly.
I gave it to her. I think she liked it a little bit, but then I got, I started to think about it. I was like, this is really my gift, because I was more into it. And I remember now looking back on it, she never wanted to hang it up, but I was always like, hey, no, let's hang it up there. Let's hang it up there. And she was like, well, let's go put it over here,
She's being so sweet.
Do you still own it?
No, we got rid of in this last move. We got rid of it. Yeah.
Let me give you the 5 things to remind you about how to give a great gift for your loved one coming up this Christmas or Valentine's or just a random day we learned.
Yeah.
Here it is. Number 1, how you, here it is. It's the gift is not about you. So you got to start there. The gift's not about you. Why?
Yeah.
A good gift has depth behind it. You're thoughtful. And that means that gift giving starts long before you buy the gift. It starts giving, you start giving by listening to people and who they are.
Yeah.
That's powerful. Number 4, then the packaging is part of the gift. We've decided, but you don't have to send a thank you note.
Yeah.
Come on. And then number 5, no strings attached. When
Yeah.
you give, you forget you gave
Yeah.
because you just wanted to bless. I love that right there.
That's good.
Good stuff.
Good conversation. Tanya, thanks for being with us. Thanks for sharing your wisdom with us.
Come on.
So much fun.
Excellent. Great
Kevin,
job.
Excellent job bringing her in on this. This is great for the season, the timing.
Boom.
What a great team we have. So that's been fun. What else we got going on, Kevin?
Well, I'm looking forward to that poll that we're going to post up there. And then next, we're starting our podcast. I think season 3 is coming up, starting in January, and we're gonna have some special stuff in the next year. So be looking forward. Hey, would you help us encourage people to listen to this podcast by sharing it? We really want to help people in their walk of doing life with joy and adventure, and so that's our goal.
Yeah, and check us out on YouTube. That's my new favorite way to listen to the podcast.
It is. You can see all of our pretty faces.
It's so much fun. It's just engaging.
3 out of the 4 of us look really good.
Oh, who's the 4?
Yikes.
You got to tune in to see.
Oh my goodness. You're weird. Okay, hey everyone. Hey, for Kevin, myself, Tanya, and Andy, thanks for listening to the Life and Gear podcast, where truth leads to joy and adventure.